Welcome to this episode of Senior Living. We're glad you chose to join us. We have had a lot of great discussions so far this summer on senior living. One of the things that I'll discuss right off the bat is the fact that we have gotten a little bit of rain and how welcome that is. A lot of things still going on throughout the entire Verde Valley in northern Arizona. And we are going to get to discuss quite a few of them today on the show. One of the things that Senior Living tries to do on every show is provide a little bit of information and education. We are very fortunate to have talked to a lot of the resources in our community, some different legal advice, definitely some financial advice. We've gotten to talk to educators, and today we are going to talk to a representative, a volunteer of one of the best resources that we as seniors have available to us, and that is our AARP volunteer organization. We're fortunate to be joined today by Mr. Dick Morse. He is an AARP volunteer advocate and their advocacy volunteer. That's the right. Correct way to say it. Welcome to Senior Living, and thank you very, very much for joining us. We were fortunate enough on the events calendar on myradioplace.com, we happened to see an event called the Conversation on Health and Retirement Security that's being held July 24th at Little America in Flagstaff. Great topic, great subject, and Mr. Morse is the presenter for this presentation.
Well, I'm one of several presenters. We're actually a team of three. We've been going around the state. This is probably the 20th community conversation we've had so far this summer. And across the country, we've engaged about 1 million people so far, and we're going to keep up right through the elections and after the elections.
Excellent. The conversation is part of a national AARP called You've Earned a Say, and I couldn't agree with that more. Give me a little bit of an idea about all the topics on You've Earned as part of the You've Earned a Say program.
Well, this is just a little bit of a lead-in. Two of AARP's major advocacy projects over the last 50 years have been Medicare and Social Security. And that is the heart of what we're talking about for our current community conversations. When it comes to Medicare, we're committed to ensuring that our members, and all seniors for that matter, and the future seniors, have access to affordable and quality health care. And for Social Security, we're concerned that the projected deficit about 20 years from now, it's not really a deficit, but the trust fund will be in danger if we don't do something about it. And AARP, again, is committed to seeing that the people who have paid into Social Security during their working life get the benefits that they're entitled to because they paid for them. And as I said, that'll be the heart of the You've Earned a Say, because our concern right now is with the Congress. And they mumble from time to time, and you never quite know when they're going to get serious and get their act together. But we're afraid that they're working behind closed doors, talking amongst themselves, advocating for their particular party's view. Incidentally, I want to make sure people understand that AARP is strictly nonpartisan.
Absolutely.
When we lobbied for the Affordable Care Act, all the Republicans were sure that we were in the Democratic Party, and when we lobbied for the Medicare Part D prescription drug program, it was just the opposite. So we must be doing something right. But we're concerned that the politicians don't really see our members and all seniors as people. Mm-hmm. They're numbers. They're either dollars or they're just numbers voters. And we want to make sure that our members and seniors who come to these community conversations get some facts about what is going on with respect to the current status of the Medicare and Social Security trust funds. And we will bring up a half a dozen or more of some of the popular rumors about what might be going on behind those closed doors, and we're going to examine those with our audience, discuss them, not preach to them. Matter of fact, to ensure that there's no hint of bias, AARP has hired consultants from the top national think tanks, the Heritage Foundation, the that's in the state, the Goldwater Institute.
Right.
To examine pros and cons, discuss the pros and cons right out in the open for each of these rumored fixes. And then we're going to ask, this is the community conversation part, we're going to ask the people present what they would do or what they would like to see done. And we actually have gone to the extent of renting or buying some of these clickers you've seen at the game shows on TV where you can vote, and your vote gets instantaneously recorded up on the screen, and we tally those, and then those get fed back to Washington and D.C., and they get presented to members of the Congress reflecting the opinions of these people that we have engaged in these conversations. And then we urge the people who are present to take the results that they've seen posted on the screen for the majority of themselves and their colleagues or other citizens, and keep that in mind when they go to the town halls of partisan people that are coming up for election in the next months or two, and hold their feet to the fire.
And there will be those kinds of forums throughout all the communities throughout the country will be present over the next few months prior to the elections. You'll have a lot of opportunity to share that information and voice.
As I said, we've already engaged about 1 million people. We've had about 20 of these sessions in Arizona so far, and we're having them. There's one in Prescott this coming Friday, day after tomorrow. There's 2 in Flagstaff, not only the Little America one that you mentioned, which incidentally will be as widely publicized as we can.
Right.
But also at the Senior and Community Center in Flagstaff the day before that on Monday, with kind of a captive audience, if they give up their lunch a little bit and come to the meeting.
That's very true. Let me just review that really quickly. July 23rd at the Senior Center in Flagstaff, and that is to provide a little bit of convenience for those senior members of the community that visit the Senior Center anyway. It is open to the public. The second one is July 24th at Little America. It is definitely open to the public, and not only the AARP, but the communities, our communities and our governments, our resources here in our areas, encourage you to become a little bit more educated, learn a little bit more, and become a part of it. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit more to Mr. Morse about advocacy, AARP advocacy in general. So pay attention to these words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
You meet other people of your age or older. They are still active and interested. This gives you a bit of a boost too. I'm taking an art class and football for feminists. Yavapai College, Life Explored.
I have a bachelor's degree already. I have a career job. When I realized I wasn't happy, I decided that I was going to go back and attend art school, which is something I had always wanted to do. I really have explored new avenues in my life. Yavapai College, Life Explored.
My mom's a hardcore enabler. I first realized it when she said we should have a party at our house.
Have fun tonight? You ready?
She even got my dad to say
Just
okay.
lighten up a little bit.
She's so hooked on enabling that my friends think she's their buddy. She doesn't care. Why should I?
Enabling is a drug. Get help. The partnership at drugfree.org.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 home runs.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
We are talking with Mr. Dick Morse. He is an AARP advocacy volunteer. We are very happy to be talking about some of the educational opportunities. AARP, we were just discussing during the break, is 47 million strong, and I'm very impressed with all of the activity, all of the proactive approaches that they take to protecting and to listening to seniors and being able to identify those issues that need to be addressed. Mr. Morse, I have done this wrong probably every time I said it. You are an AARP advocacy volunteer.
Correct.
Okay, I got it.
Got it nailed now, Pat.
Did it a little bit better. And particularly, your specialty is?
I'm the lead volunteer for congressional affairs. So I deal mostly with our our national senators and the 9 congressional representatives.
Okay. And in doing so, what kinds of issues, the issues that face seniors today, that face all of us today as we either approach or are in that stage of our lives, are so serious, and obviously, as you mentioned, Medicare, retirement, their Social Security, those are at the top of the list. What other types of issues have you dealt with?
Well, as you said, because of my focus on congressional affairs, those are the 2 key ones, and have been for 30 years. Mm-hmm. I've only been a volunteer in advocacy for 20. Oh,
okay, wow.
But the advocacy program, you may have spoken to Mr. Steve Jennings, who is the Associate State Director of AARP in Arizona for advocacy. And probably 50 to 60% of his activities focus during the early months of the year when our state legislature is in session.
Okay.
And then we have at least a dozen, maybe 15 or 18 other advocacy volunteers who focus on what's going on in the state legislature. Mm-hmm. I help out sometimes just within my own my legislative districts, because we write letters, we make phone calls, we send emails in support or in opposition of things that have been identified by our advocacy steering committee, of which I happily am a member, as to what our priorities are, the priorities of our members and of seniors in general, about some of the crazy things that is going on in the state legislature.
Right.
And we also have a team headed by an experienced professional volunteer with the Arizona Corporation Commission, reviewing tax hikes on your gas bill or your electric bill. And we meet weekly when something is going on to kind of get our act together and go make sure that we have our position straight, and then go to visit our legislators. We have several who are registered to speak and testify before the legislature, even though Mr. Jennings, who we mentioned earlier, is the only registered lobbyist of AARP, and he follows all the rules. But we have a bunch of advocacy volunteers backing him up.
All right.
And that we also have whole different parts of AARP Arizona that are outside of, but could be called upon to support advocacy issues. We have community outreach people. We have a Hispanic outreach group. We work with the area's agency on aging people.
Right.
And we have membership in several coalitions, Protect Arizona Families, for example. We're a bunch of busy group.
I'm gathering that. Again, I want to remind everyone the conversation that's being held in Flagstaff is going to address these particular issues and get feedback from the community, is what I'm hearing.
That's it. It's a community conversation. We're going to get their reaction and record their reactions and then compile those at the national level and present them to members of Congress.
Right. Be a part of this. This is something that affects each of us. It has affected our it will affect us, and it's going to affect future generations to come.
Let me jump right in there, Pam.
Yes, sir.
I want to mention something that when you talk Medicare and Social Security, as I do, people say, oh, but I heard that we have a powerful voting bloc and they won't touch us. That may be true. So we're really not talking specifically about current retirees drawing Social Security and participating in Medicare.
Right.
But their kids,
right,
still in their 50s, 40s, their grandkids. We want to make sure that Medicare and Social Security are strengthened and protected and will be there for our descendants.
Right. We've worked hard, as did our forefathers have worked hard to build this system, and it is our responsibility to help protect it. Two things that I want to mention before we have to wrap up this session, and I've really enjoyed talking to you and learning a little bit more. AARP, very simplistically, is a great benefit for us to. They offer great benefits for us to belong to AARP, to be a part of it. Lots of educational opportunities. I get great things in the mail that I get to read and keep up on. There are a lot of issues that, aside from getting discounts at different businesses, different parts of our lives, there's a lot of work being done. Therefore, there are a lot of volunteer opportunities that could really put you to work and really get you involved in the way these issues are handled for us and for our children, for our grandkids. I believe that I have talked to Mr. Jennings. I've talked to several different representatives with AARP over the last few weeks. Am thoroughly impressed by the professionalism, and I would encourage any of us that wanted to get involved with what our future may hold to get a hold of AARP and find out how you can become a volunteer, whether it's on the advocacy level or the community service level. There are a lot of different areas where volunteers are needed.
I might just mention every member of AARP gets regularly the monthly bulletin, and in that there is always an opportunity for you to comment on something. If there's not an actual survey or questionnaire, there is an indication that please feel free to comment. And there's a little blurb about recruiting volunteers. Sign up. Sign up.
And there, you mentioned a little earlier the advocacy, the congressional advocacy, that's one level. There were a few other areas where specific volunteers are utilized. The community service, community outreach?
Community outreach.
Community
yes,
outreach?
Yes. We have with churches and with minority groups who aren't as active as we think they should be. They could be. Yeah. And we have our driver safety program that's been in force for decades. And there's plenty of opportunities.
Right. I have seen one thing that I do enjoy. There are a lot of tips. They might seem minor on one level, but there are a lot of tips and suggestions and hints and things that we can take advantage of. And I think if I think about it, getting involved starts with, one step at a time, and I think that there are definitely ways to look at everything that AARP does for seniors. Members, yes. Seniors, all of them, not just the members of AARP.
And just let me throw in a pitch here that AARP is very, very appreciative of us volunteers. The state office is totally staffed by 7 people. 2 of those are support people, 5 professionals. And they appreciate the 40 or 50 or 60 volunteers, and they treat us pretty well.
I can tell, and you seem to enjoy what you're doing. AARP, don't forget the Conversation on Health and Retirement Security, Little America, Flagstaff, July 24th. And contact your local AARP. Visit the website that's been on the screen several times. We're going to take another short break, and we are going to come back and find out a little bit more about what's going on in the Verde Valley. Stay tuned.
I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
Now, some action from the courts. Billie Jean King renewing her rivalry with Arthritis. First set, furious volley, and right to the net for a winner. Beautiful forehand there. Arthritis, stunned. And here, match point. Billie Jean with the ace, taking it in straight sets. Afterwards, a jubilant Billie Jean King.
Tennis is a weapon for me with arthritis. There's nothing like it for me to hit a ball, run to the ball, anytime, any court. I'm ready. Let's go.
What's your weapon against arthritis? Find out at fightarthritispain.org.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back, and as promised, we are going to talk about some of the great things going on in the Verde Valley. We've all become familiar with the Verde Valley Wine Trail and all of the great wineries, the vineyards that we can view going on many of the roads here throughout the Verde Valley, the vineyards at the college, the classes that they have available. It's an awesome industry, but one thing has particularly piqued my interest, and that is called a wine party, only heavy emphasis on the art.
Yes.
Yes. Kelly Foy, we are happy to have you here, and we are going to find out a little bit more about how much fun a wine party is. How did you get involved with this?
Well, there's a group called Arizona Communications. It's a public relations group that works with the CDEC and the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce and the Wine Trail to kind of highlight the things that are around and available in the Verde Valley. And they gave us a call at Crema and asked us if we would host the first wine party.
That Kelly is with Crema. She's also a local artist. She has been a wine barrel artist. We've seen many of the wine barrels, and we talked a little bit about them when they were doing the auction at the casino. And you are also a professor at Yavapai College. So becoming involved was probably pretty obvious to do, huh?
Well, I think it's an exciting endeavor. It's a really great concept to bring together the artists in the community to work with the wine community.
Right. So let's start from the beginning. How did the concept? Who started it? But how did you go forward with it?
Well, the beginning, the idea was to connect the arts in the community and find an artist who would teach classes to the rest, to participants. It was opened up to 10 participants, and it sold out with a waiting list the first time. Really exciting. The class includes art supplies, bites, something to eat, and of course wine. And it goes for about 2 hours, and the first experience was a blast. People really had a good time, and it's offered for artists of all levels. So if somebody doesn't know anything about doesn't know how to do art or has a little bit, they just sort of jump in.
Okay. The first wine party, the project, what was the project at the first wine party?
The project at the first wine party was, they did painting. Beth Courtright Detweiler is an artist and educator in the community. She has a gallery in Jerome and teaches, I guess, individually and groups. And she just sort of set them up with easels and got them started, and they painted along with wine.
That had to have been interesting and fun. there's another class scheduled August 11th, and that will be at the Pillsbury Tasting Room.
Yes.
And I know that Crema is also going to cater that. There will be an artist there, and the project, the only thing that I don't remember seeing for sure is what the project is going to be at that one. Can we tell everybody, or is that a secret till the wine class?
I think it just comes out at the wine class. It's sort of left open, and
wow,
it should be good though.
Yeah, I didn't miss anything then. At least I know that that's what it is. My understanding, though, is that each wine party class will be different from the others. So there's one scheduled August 11th. There was another one on the schedule in September. There's a lot of fun to be had by combining the two, the wine industry and the artist world. What I know that you're an artist. When you did your barrel, did you do both sessions? Are you on the second year of barrels, or did you do the first one?
I am on the second. It was so much fun and such an exciting way to connect with the other artists and the wine community that we decided to do it again. And I think that's the initial concept, is that these classes will also be taught by different wine barrel artists, so it really connects the wine trail that way nicely.
That is very nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. The first one went to auction, and it's just another opportunity to work on another one. It was really neat to meet all the artists. As much as I feel connected to the community, and it's been part of our, part of my mission to do so, I was able to meet a lot of new artists that I hadn't even met in the community. So that was great.
I know that there were many artists' names that I recognized completely, and many that. Where did they come from, and what great jobs. All of the barrels on the last round, of course I haven't seen all of them on this round, they're still working on that, but they were all pretty spectacular.
And all pretty unique as well. I was really excited to see just how differently people interpreted the project.
Right, right. We've talked at length about the value of the wine industry. One of the things that I noticed fairly recently here in the Verde Valley, a board was established to further some of those activities, not only the Birding and Nature Festival, but many of the different community activities that we will try to take advantage of some of the tourism grants that are out there. I know the Verde Valley Wine Trail, the folks involved with that have been very active and very supportive of those efforts.
Yes.
And have you seen some of the results of those efforts, or just the excitement? I see the excitement all over the place.
I see the excitement all over the place. I do feel as though there is some serious movement going on. It feels as though there's been quite a change, in at least in Old Town, from what I've seen. And there's so many wineries right down there that we've seen quite a significant impact on commerce, on just tourism in general. We have a lot more locals that didn't know about what was going on down there, and are seeing the excitement along the wine trail. So,
and I think that's a very good point to make too. We've visited in Old Town. Lisa Pender toured us through a little bit. We had a great time down there. We have been watching the growth in Old Town and the positive reinforcement. The community's just really revitalizing it, along with the businesses that have worked so hard to do it. I think there's a real complete revitalization. That's exciting.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
And the wine has a lot to do with that. It's been nice. And of course, community efforts, everybody working together in the city, and it's been great.
Wine party classes, the next one, August 11th. There has been information on the screen, contact information for Verde Valley Wine Trail. Any of the businesses in Old Town can, I'm sure, point you the right direction. Yes. And Chamber of Commerce. Huge, huge, huge combined effort of many businesses and industries here in the Verde Valley. But the biggest piece of information you can take away is that it's fun, and it's about wine, and it's about art. Doesn't get much better than that. Kelly, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to it. And I'll have to watch. I don't know how close the class is to being full, but one of these, somebody's going to have to put up with me, because I'll go check it out.
That would be great.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thanks for having
again.
me.
We're going to take a short break, and we will be back with some more information on another great event here in the Verde Valley. Stay tuned.
If spirit means you feel good, then I've accomplished that goal, because I do feel good physically and I feel good mentally. My name is Bob, and I'm a lifelong learner at Yavapai College. Life Explored.
I think it's just the time where you become who you are. You have to learn what really makes you, defines you. Exploring life, trying new things, following your dreams. My name is Ryzen. I'm a student at Yavapai College. Life Explored.
Now, some action from the courts. Billie Jean King renewing her rivalry with Arthritis. First set, furious volley, and right to the net for a winner. Beautiful forehand there. Arthritis, stunned. And here, match point. Billie Jean with the ace, taking it in straight sets. Afterwards, a jubilant Billie Jean King.
Tennis is a weapon for me with arthritis. There's nothing like it for me to hit a ball, run to the ball, anytime, any court. I'm ready. Let's go.
What's your weapon against arthritis? Find out at fightarthritispain.org.
My mom's a hardcore enabler. I first realized it when she said we should have a party at our house.
Have fun tonight? You ready?
She even got my dad to say
Just
okay.
lighten up a little bit.
They're teenagers. She's so hooked on enabling that my friends think she's their buddy. She doesn't care. Why should I?
Enabling is a drug. Get help. The partnership at drugfree.org.
Welcome back, and again, we have got so much going on throughout the entire Verde Valley. One of the next events coming up here is an absolute winner. It's the 8th Annual National Day of the Cowboy. And all of you that join us on a regular basis know that we were very fortunate to get to listen to the Cactus Cats, and they are part of the entertainment on National Day of the Cowboy. And we now have I'm just going to call you all part of the National Day of the Cowboy, and obviously one's a little more cowboy than the other, but that's okay, right?
Yes, I love working with the Cowboys.
All right, Holly, thanks for joining us. This is Holly Eppright. She's the Executive Director of Sedona Main Street Program. That is the group in charge of making this happen, along with a bunch of other events throughout the area. But this is the first one that we're going to be talking about anyway. And we are also joined by, please say your last name because...
Ponzetti.
Ponzetti.
Yes. Good old Irish name.
Yeah, I can tell. That's pretty impressive. First of all, let's just get started. Sedona Main Street Program. Has the Sedona Main Street Program always put on the National Day of the Cowboy? I know it's 8th annual. Has it been 8 years that you've been doing this?
We've been a part of it for 7 years.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And tell me a little bit more about the origin of the event, and then we'll talk about all the parts and pieces.
Okay, great. Well, the National Day of the Cowboy was proclaimed by President Bush in 2005 to honor cowboy ethics and culture and to preserve that heritage. And since then, many communities across the country have started to celebrate that, and the National Day of the Cowboy organization is in place to help preserve that and encourage through education and traditional events like this and a lot of celebrations that this cowboy culture be preserved throughout the nation. So here in Arizona, it's been proclaimed by the governor a couple of years in a row, and recently they just got California to do a proclamation to accept the National Day of the Cowboy. So in the midst of that, there are all sorts of things going on that make it more a part of our local communities and more a part of our state, as well as a national proclamation.
And I would think that the Arizona, the fact that Arizona could probably preserve some of the history a little bit easier because it is a little bit more cowboy, but it's still, you see it dying. I'm an Arizona native, so I've...
Oh, great.
I don't know how to describe it, but cowboy isn't it's just what you are.
Yeah.
And it's pretty special that it's something that we feel that is that important in our lives to be preserved. So have you been involved for 8 years in the Sedona National Day of the Cowboy?
No, I've not been involved for that long. I wish I had, but the last couple of years we've been the featured entertainment, the Red Rock Posse.
Okay.
And so we do some reenactments, some historical reenactments, and do education and entertainment, and just have a great fun with the audience.
Now, does the Red Rock Posse work year-round to help preserve this culture? Do you have different things that you're involved in?
We are throughout the year. We try to do at least 2 events throughout the year that are kind of pro bono, just to kind of give back to the community. And whenever we can get work, we go out there and entertain and educate. So.
Okay, by entertain, what all do you guys do?
Well, we have some our gunfights and some skits, that we have that are historically accurate, and some of them are just plain fun. We just get out there and have a good time.
Great.
And so by that, entertaining some bull whipping and some roping and fancy gun spinning and things of that nature.
And how many Red Rock Posse members are there?
We've got approximately 8 right now.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's a pretty huge troop.
Yeah, pretty dedicated troop. So we've got some good people with us.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You are a cowboy, right?
I am today. Let's just say I know my way around a stake.
Okay. Doesn't get much better than that. Holly, tell us a little bit more about everything else that's going on throughout. It is a one-day event, correct?
It is a one-day event. It is advertised as 10 to 8 p.m., 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. We're fortunate that some of our entertainers want to start a little bit earlier when it's cooler, so now the day seems to be extending from about 9 until about midnight with different entertainment that's going on. We've been really blessed to work with the Red Rock Posse. They create what we consider to be the epicenter of the event.
Sounds like it.
Right, and they're going to be at the Cowboy Arena on Apple Avenue between 89A and Jordan in Sedona, and in addition to their shows in that same area, there'll be a Wyatt Earp tribute by Wyatt Earp's great nephew. There'll be the Latigo Country Band will be performing there. There'll be a Cowboy Club food booth, and they'll be grilling buffalo brats and burgers, and there'll be roping demonstrations, and you get to try your hand at that, so come on out and do that if you'd like. And then we're also honored to have the national spokeswoman from the National Day of the Cowboy organization with us, Bethany Braley, and she's going to be there all day. She will have some information about the organization, the history of their effort to preserve our heritage, and also some memorabilia that she'll be raffling off, so that'll be a great addition there. Also, Tlaquepaque Arts and Crafts Village is going to have a gunslinging show and many other activities going on, including a couple of country bands and a mechanical bull and a wagon bouncer, and Joe McNeil will be there signing a book. And then we have over 13 groups doing live music and performances throughout the day at different venues all along the plazas and sidewalks and patios along Main Street, as well as on Apple Avenue and in Tlaquepaque. And then we also have about 10 or 12 different activities, everything from the Arizona Rangers and art demonstrations and a Joe Beeler exhibit. I don't know if you're familiar with Joe Beeler, but he's a Sedonan, a cowboy, and a founding member of the Cowboy Artists of America. He really lived the cowboy code and was well loved for it, and they're having a special exhibit of his works at the Sedona Arts Center and many art demonstrations. We have a bladesmith who will be doing a demonstration of how you create a blade over open fire, and just an amazing array of things, and all of that information is available on our website, and we'll have the event program both in print and on our website next week. So I think all of that information will make it possible for people to find their way around readily, know what's happening where, and make the selection, because I'm happy to say you can't possibly see everything that day. You need to choose the things that you want to do.
Holly, I was going to say the same thing. It sounds like no matter where you go in Sedona, you're not going to miss it. You may have more of a problem trying to make sure that you take in everything
that you want to. Yes,
exactly.
And you know, it's really our honor to work with so many people who volunteer their time and energy and skill and expertise and their passion to make this happen. It wouldn't happen without them. And so, you know, we get the opportunity to coordinate it, and with the blessing of help from people like you and Verde Valley TV, get to promote it and share it with as many people as possible. And this audience here, our local Verde Valley, is so steeped in cowboy culture. It's really an honor to be here and have a chance to let people know that there's a free event that you can come to and learn and enjoy and savor and be a part and rub shoulders with the cowboys and all of the work that they do. So it's really a lot of fun.
And that's what I was going to say. I think that even though, I mean, it truly is a lifestyle. It truly is. And it's very exciting to see some of the history of that, as well as, you know, how we can keep it alive, how we can continue to keep it alive. Just really quickly, we're almost out of time, but some of the other events that the Main Street, Sedona Main Street program helps put on?
We present a number of community events starting in March, early March, with the St. Patrick's Parade and Festival, which is the only Northern Arizona celebration of that cultural heritage, which is very much a part of Sedona and the Verde Valley as well. And then after this event, we move on to the Moonlight Madness Street Festival and Sidewalk Sales over Labor Day weekend. That's a 26-year-old event, and that's a more eclectic combination of entertainment and activities all along the Main Street and little plazas and side streets. And then we're a part of the Sedona Arts Center's Plein Air Festival with a paint out on Main Street where you can see plein air artists in action in the open air, painting in a variety of styles what they see around them. So that's lovely. We have the Uptown Safe and Fun Trick or Treat, and again, the merchants are the ones who help make that possible, where they give out candy to anyone who comes, and then a holiday tree lighting and Santa visit.
Excellent. National Day of the Cowboy, July 28th, all day long. I might as well say all day long, because it seems like when you get there and you can visit anywhere in Sedona, get to enjoy all of the work that has gone into preserving our cowboy history. I want to thank both of you for being here. It's been a real pleasure, and hope everything turns out great. I told Mike and Lorena that I would come see Cactus Cat, so I will be there somewhere to check it out. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to take you out to the Cottonwood Farmers Market Jamboree. See you when we get back.
If you're looking for a new pet that your family will cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are the best places to find a new pet. That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
You meet other people of your age or older. They are still active and interested. This gives you a bit of a boost too. And I'm taking an art class and football for feminists. Yavapai College, Life Explored.
If spirit means you feel good, then I've accomplished that goal, because I do feel good physically and I feel good mentally. My name is Bob, and I'm a lifelong learner at Yavapai College. Life Explored.
Great weather, lots of great arts and crafts and vendors, produce. We could be no place else than the Cottonwood Farmers Market and Jamboree. There truly are many of them throughout the entire Verde Valley. On any given day of the week, you could head to Sedona, you could go to Beaver Creek, Camp Verde. They are pretty predominant. They're not brand new by any stretch of the imagination, but they did make their way back to the Verde Valley about 10 years ago. So we are going to check out some of the great produce, find out some things that we should consider when buying produce at a farmer's market, understand what they go through to bring these chemical-free products to us, and we're going to listen to some great music. Let's go find out what's going on here. So there is so much to do and so many things to look at, crafts and all kinds of yummy things, including fresh, locally grown produce. We're here today with Natasha Sheely. She's with Yum Yum Produce. And tell us about Yum Yum Produce.
Yum Yum Produce is a farmers collective, cooperative. We buy from local farmers and we deliver weekly boxes to Sedona, Jerome, Cottonwood, Clarkdale, and Cornville.
So the produce that you provide, whether it's yours or whether it's someone else's, is organic?
It's we call it organic, but technically it's chemical free because it's not certified. To be certified, you have to go through an expensive governmental process.
And I know that's one thing that the farmers markets are running into throughout probably the United States is the regulation of that. But if I'm coming and I'm going to shop, what should I look for when I look for produce?
Don't be afraid of it looking different from what it looks like in the grocery store because it's fresh and it's the seeds have not been genetically modified, so they're different. Each plant is different.
Each tomato has a little bit different shape.
It's like a snowflake.
Works for me. So you mentioned chemical free, and I know this as well, but there's a reason we should kind of look for some of the chemical free products.
I believe so. I believe deeply that there's a connection between chemicals and cancer, and just trying to use as many natural products as you can really helps your body stay healthy.
Yeah.
It's not just hippie stuff.
I think as progress has been made, we've stepped a couple steps backwards in some of that, but the stuff that you have here looks great, as does most of the product here at the Cottonwood Farmers Market and Jamboree. But don't forget, there are farmers markets throughout the entire Verde Valley, from Sedona and Beaver Creek to Camp Verde. We're going to take a break, and we are going to listen to some great music from the Jed Morrison Band.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
Big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers. First pitch is fouled between back.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
If you're looking for a new pet that your family will cherish every day, consider adopting from a shelter. Shelters are the best places to find a new pet. That's where you'll discover healthy, loyal, and loving animals, eager to become a part of your family. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet, so bring home your new buddy today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Hold time with a leather fist. Watch out when he starts to twist. Want them daddies just to tell them boys how to ride them bulls. Got a jingle in my jean, sore places in between, and I'm leaving on a saw blade with a push and a pull. 10-4, buddy, come on back. Horse trailer on a Cadillac. Now we're talking to the cowboy in a Coupe de Ville. Chuck-a-lugging up on one side, sliding down the other. I'm a lover of the other side of the hill. Turn up that radio. I want to think about a rodeo. I want to think about a roundup up in Old Cheyenne. It's a crazy circuit, but still we work it. Turn down that sound, boys. Let's get up and check the scan. 10-4, buddy, come on back. Horse trailer on a Cadillac. Now we're talking to the cowboy in a Coupe de Ville. Chuck-a-lugging up on one side, sliding down the other. I'm a lover of the other side of the hill. Take it away, Skippy. Still wet from ear to ear. Well, I guess it's true then, what the wise men say. When you ride your last one, make sure he's the best one. Jump while he's moving, tip your hat, boys, and walk away. 10-4, buddy, come on back. Horse trailer on a Cadillac. Now we're talking to the cowboy in the Coupe de Ville. Chuck-a-lugging up on one side, sliding down the other. I'm a lover of the other side of the hill. Yes, I'm a lover of the other side of the hill.
Well, like we said earlier, the Cottonwood Farmers Market Jamboree has a little bit of everything, including great music all summer long. Every single week there's a different band, and this week we get to listen to the Jed Morrison Band, and we get to talk to Jed Morrison himself. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Pam.
Thanks for joining us, appreciate it. Great sounds, I'm looking forward to hearing you all evening long. How long have you guys been playing?
I guess I've been playing around town here for about 2 years.
You're a local, a true local from around here,
Born
right?
and raised,
Born and
yes.
raised. That's great. Tell me a little bit about the band. How many members? Who are they?
We have a 5-piece band. John G. Herkins Jr. is my utility man, like they have in baseball.
All right.
He's playing steel guitar and a Fender lead guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Another utility man is Dave Rice on the keyboard and playing bass lines one hand and little keyboard honky-tonk piano with his other hand.
Awesome.
And the tall, pretty lady is Naomi Dawson playing the fiddle for her.
And Naomi's relatively new.
Yes.
I saw that on your Facebook page. You've got some great information on Facebook, by the way. Great page. I've seen your name around town a lot lately. Are you gearing up and getting out there a little bit more?
That's the goal, yeah. Okay. Should have jedmorrisonband.com or maybe jmband.com. Here in the next couple months, you type in my name or the band name, whatever, JMB, you'll probably, those keywords will bring it up. And yeah, we're looking to play, you know, every county fair in the state would be great.
That sounds like a pretty decent goal to me. Most recently coming up after the Farmers Market and Jamboree, what do you have on the calendar?
Possibly up in the air, National Day of the Cowboy at a new bar in Uptown Sedona. For July 28th. That would be the most current thing. I apologize, we're playing at the Chaparral Bar locally the night before on the 27th.
Can't miss the Chap, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, you can stay in touch with what Jed Morrison Band has coming up in store by going to his Facebook page, his up-and-coming website. You can go to myradioplace.com and check out the events calendar. And we're going to listen to a little bit more of the Jed Morrison Band, and we'll see you next time on Senior Living.
close to giving up. One thing after another, I've had my share of bad luck. I know that drinking all my cares away don't turn the bad around, but I'm damn close to forgetting now, so give me one more round. Just one more round, a shot of Crown, and my pain won't keep me down. Just one more round until I drown. Give me one more round. People tell me if I don't quit soon, then it will be my end. I say that's what I'm hoping for, and don't you call again. They get me thinking back to my old life and all the love I'd found. Those times are lost, and so am I, so give me one more round. One more round, a shot of Crown, and my pain won't keep me down. Just one more round until I drown. Give me one more round. Dave Rice on that piano. I got a shot glass inside my left hand, a pistol in my right. Which one I want, I contemplate, which choice to make each night. The words Mom read me from the good book make me put that pistol down. But Lord knows I'm still not a saint, so give me one more round. Just one more round, a shot of Crown, and my pain won't keep me down. Just one more round until I drown. Give me one more round. Well, give me one more round.